See, this is a disaster which is unfolding across the world, corporatization of agriculture. What should have been corporatized is irrigation, marketing, but instead they corporatized seed, fertilizer, everything. I remember I was into farming in this region. About 40 years ago, I remember fertilizer companies coming and advising the farmers, you must cut all the trees around your land, because if trees are there, it will suck up all the fertilizer, it will not go to your crop. But ask the local farmers, I don't know if they still have anything left, but if you ask the previous generation, there are older people, trees in the farm were an insurance. You want to get your daughter married, cut one tree, your daughter's wedding is over. You want to send your boy to the university, cut another tree, his university education is over. Or you want to build a house, cut two trees, you build a house. And trees were always growing on the side. Everybody kept a certain part of the land for trees. But I know this personally, that they went about advising every farmer, you must cut all the trees, otherwise fertilizer utilization will not happen, it'll all go waste. Trees are aggressive root systems, they will take it away. Since then, it's happened everywhere. For example, because if you say a river in India, people say Ganga. See, Ganga basin accounts for 25% of India's geography, 33% of India's agriculture. In the Ganga basin, in the last 50 years, we have cut down 92% of the green cover, 92%. What is our plan for this country? Are we I think most people are thinking how to send their children to America or Europe or somewhere. They're not thinking their children will live in this country. If we thought our children are going to live here, I think we would have left something. Hello? Isn't it so? Because people claim their children are dear to them. If your children are dear to you, do you leave a nation where you remove 92% of green cover in 50 years? Next year, the big river in this country, the major, most important river in this country, this is what we have done. So, the power of holding our own seed in our hand was a tremendous power. In Karnataka, this was called as Bij Devaru. In every home, there were a few sacks of seed in one corner that we every day worshipped, which only after the rain it was touched. Even if we are hungry, we did not touch it. Even when our children were hungry, we did not touch it, because this seed came from our forefathers. Because southern India, particularly certain parts of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, these are the only three states in the entire world where we have a history of farming for over 12,000 years. 12,000 years we farmed the same land, probably some of them same families, 12,000 years. And most of the time, the same seed for the last many thousand years, we've been using the same seed. And this we broke in the last 35, 40 years, which is the most idiotic thing that this nation has done. The most idiotic thing, because we're going to pay a huge price for this. Most of the cereals are gone, everybody is just eating white rice and wheat, nothing else is left. Millet is now millets are a very fashionable diet. It's eaten by the models, not by common people. Yes, millets have become fashionable diet. Only those who walk the ramp eat millets. Common people just gobble one kind of cereal, which was not the way. At different times of the year, we ate different kinds of cereals, which kept us healthy and well. Today, they're doing $1 billion research and telling us that's the way to eat. Harvard University made a research, and at last they arrived at the ideal breakfast. Earlier they told us you have to eat 5 eggs in the morning, otherwise you won't make it. Then they told you, you have to eat meat, a piece of meat, if you don't eat meat, you won't have protein and you will die and all those things. Then they told you, you must eat cornflakes. Then somebody came out and said, meat is the most horrible thing to eat, 5 eggs in a day means your brains won't work, and and if you eat cornflakes is the highest gluton that you can find in any cereal, it's the worst cereal that you can eat on the planet is corn. But the entire world is eating cornflakes because cornflake is fashionable, because Americans eat it. But anyway, Americans have given it up now. If you go to any American hotel, there is no cornflake. They all got mueslis of mixed 8 kind of cereals, mixed and eating. This is how we were eating. And anyway, Harvard University made a big research about a year ago they published, 70% carb and 30% protein is a good way to eat at last. Well, this is our idli, this is our dosa, this is our pongal, 70% carb and 30% protein. We've been eating this forever. So, this is going on like this, and unfortunately, we've not only raped the land, we've taken away the natural seed, which not only took sustenance from the land, which also nurtured the land. This is the important thing about the indigenous seed, is it not only takes sustenance, it also nurtures the soil. You bring some strange thing and put it there, people have seen in Karnataka, big disaster has happened, silver oak and eucalyptus trees. They only took sustenance from the land, did not nurture the soil. You go walk into a eucalyptus plantation and see how the land is, not even insects are there, because even they don't want to be there. Just know one thing, if the worms and insects don't like it, that means you're done. Because all the studies say, if all the worms on this planet disappear, life will end on this planet within 12 to 18 months. All life, except a few microbes deep down in the earth, all life including you and me will die just because worms have disappeared. If all the insects die, in 4.5 to 6 years, all life on this planet will disappear. Well, if the microbes die, by today evening we'll all be dead, entire humanity and all life. But if all of us die, planet will flourish. Yes, we make good manure. That's the only good thing about us right now. We make good manure, but earth has to wait for us. So, bringing back natural seed is a very important thing, but right now the market has become like this. It needs a changeover. If a changeover has to happen, this is what we are trying to do by aggregating as farmer producer organizations. We got tax relief for the farmer producers organization. This is a wonderful thing, at least the government is responsive now. I gave a letter to the Prime Minister that, see, if individual farmer, there is no tax. If 10 farmers get together and do something together, there is 30% tax. So I gave a letter to him saying, what is this? Are we making sure that farmers never get together except to protest on the street and die beaten down by somebody? Shouldn't they not get together for their economic process and you will tax them 30%? And the next day, I gave this letter the previous evening. The next day evening or afternoon, they announced that tax for FPOs is taken off. So farmers can get together and operate. See, if you want to bring back organic farming using natural seed or the indigenous seed, it's important the entire region goes for it. Right now, the reason why organic farming is failing is, you do organic farming, your next door neighbor believes in full spray. So the moment he takes out his sprayer, all the insects and other things are in your farm. Unless the region, at least a minimum of 5 to 10,000 hectares, if they go organic, you will see they will make immense amount of money. It will be far more beneficial, far more healthy, and it'll be exportable because everywhere in the world people are looking for indigenously grown organic substance. And this ability to market also will only happen only if the farmers come together. I must tell you this, in Coimbatore, just outside of Coimbatore, we started a farmers producers organization just 2.5 years ago. In these 2.5 years, in less than that, in about 1.5 years' time, we doubled their income. We did nothing, we did not do any work. I just gave 3 young boys with phones. They just went on calling from morning to evening, negotiating. Income doubled without doing anything on the land. Now we are beginning to work on the land. How this happens is, it's just this. That region is largely arecanut and coconut area. This is a live example I'm telling you. Arecanut merchants will come with their trucks and everything. He will come to a big farmer who's got a huge heap, 54 rupees per kilogram. Medium farmer has a medium heap, 35 rupees per kilogram. Small farmer has small heap, 24 rupees per kilogram on the same day. Everybody knows this, but what to do? If you argue with him, he says, okay, you keep it and he will go. So we did one thing, if you come to that region, you have to talk to the FPO, you don't talk to the individual farmer. We, put everything together. Today everybody is getting 54 rupees and now it's gone to 72 rupees and they're making double the money. So I'm saying, this is all that is needed. We need scale. The biggest problem with agriculture is there is no scale. If you want to bring back indigenous seed, if you want to bring back organic farming, if we want to make sure this marketing becomes a successful process, we need scale, we need a FPO. Farmers Producers Organization is different from cooperatives because in cooperatives, politicians could be board members. In a farmers producers organization, only a